let me create another project. uh, my target is that I want to introduce you people to different UI element and just the fundamental concepts. Okay, so next UI element I want to introduce you with is a drop down box. Okay, a drop down list, that how to create, some people call combo box or drop down list. So how to create that one in Android, and how to populate its item. Okay, let me first create empty activity, and here in Android this drop down list is called spinner. Okay, spinner. And in HTML and in JavaScript and PHP, it is called a drop down list. Okay, but here in Android it is called spinner. So this is why I give the name spinner. Why I give the name spinner? Because you should know that it is called spinner. Otherwise, in the pellets, you will be looking for drop down list, and there is no drop down list. There is a spinner. Okay, so let it create, and in the meanwhile, I will explain a bit. Okay, so drop down list is working like this. Let me get, yeah. I hope you already know. It's not a big issue. You already know what is drop down list. But in Android, actually in HTML it is quite easy. We just select the input type equal to select, and then just give options. Okay, so it is quite easy to create in JavaScript also. But here in Android, it's a bit technical. So this will be like this, that whatever we type here, maybe here is something display already or not display, just this one. When you click this, then a list will display down drop. This is why it is called drop down. A drop down list will display. So here will be different options. Okay, different options that you will select from that. Okay, so from Android point of view, you try to understand that actually there are three different components. One component is this holder who hold the options and display for you the clicking facility. This is called adapter. Okay, so adapter, I hope that the blue is visible or not. So this is called adapter. Okay, and this adapter need two things, meaning to it depends on two sources or two important things, which is one, you see the values, the options. For example, if we create a country like Malaysia, Singapore, like a country list or languages list or some other options, so the options comes from where, this is called source. Okay, so the source is where, and it must be provided to the adapter. Second one, the source which is provided, let's suppose, then how it will be displayed. This is a view. You see, it is displayed in this style. So this style is a view. So it needs one view to display the option for us. So to create a drop-down list, we need to define an adapter, and that adapter we will configure with the source and with the view. So from the source, it reads the value, and in the view, it display the option for user. Okay, so this is the theoretical background of Spinner in Android. Okay, so let's open XML. This one is quite simple view. I will delete this hello box, hello world text view, because we don't need. Okay, close this one. Hello, we are getting background noise. Mute yourself, please. Okay, so we need to bring a spinner here. The only user interface that we need a spinner. So you see here, if you are looking for drop down, you will not find a spinner. So in the buttons, no, in the layouts, in the widgets, no container. It is under container, and then spinner, the first one you bring here. Okay, so it is a simple interface like this. Okay, now let's do the uh, constraint first. Okay, so this one to the left, this one to the right, this one to the top. Okay, then drag down. Let me close this one, split this one. Okay, uh, its id is spinner, let it be a spinner, no need this one, let's close this one. Okay, id spinner, I think I should give a bit padding, let's suppose 20 dp, 20 dp. Okay, now is little bit from away from the sides. Okay, so this is the only interface. I don't want to add something more, then it will be complicated. You should simply focus on spinner drop down list that how to create. So this will be the user interface. Let's go to Java class, and here in this one we will create an instance of the spinner. So spinner, okay, you can give any name to the instance. Let's give the same spinner one is equal to find view by id, sorry, find view by id r dot id dot, if you remember its id was just a spinner. So the app is simple in our case. This is why I didn't change the id. In your case you can change. Okay, so spinner, after that now you see, as I told you that the spinner depends on a source and then an adapter. Okay, uh, so it needs an adapter, and the adapter depends on source, that from where it will read the data and then how to display. Okay, so let me create first of all the source. What should be displayed there? If you want to display, let's suppose a number of fruits, different languages, country names, so many possibilities. So the easy way that we should define this one in the resource folder. If you go to the project and then click the res button, okay, in the resources you go to values, and then inside the values you go to the string class, okay, and the string xml uh, file. Open this one, and here you see, actually here in this string you can define any string value which will be easily accessible to you in the coding. So whatever you want to define here, so here I just want a string array. Okay, string array, you see, sorry, yeah, string array, and after that you can give any name to this array. In this case I will just display a simple one like different programming languages, C++, Python, Java, and so on. You can give you can replace by any other options. The main thing is the concept, not the values. So I will give a languages array. Okay, uh, close this. Once you close this, the closing will be automatically give value. After that, options in HTML, we will give here items. Okay, so you see item, and then close this. Inside here you can type C++. Let's suppose I will copy the item again and again several times, and then we'll change the values. Let's suppose this C++, Python, let's suppose Java, uh, PHP, JavaScript, and this one, what language you want? Suppose HTML. Okay, enough. Just for so you see, remember that we save, we created a string array, and its name is languages array. So we can easily access this in the coding because it is part of the resources. Okay, like the colors, if you see here when we were typing the color value, if you open this one, you see that the colors which were displayed there, actually those colors are already defined there. So you can define many more if you want. So in this way, these values will be quickly accessible for you. Okay, go to the close this one now, and go to the Java file. In the Java file now we need to create the adapter. Okay, so in the adapter is what it is, actually array adapter. Okay, the first one, array adapter, and after that angle brackets, and here it will be a character sequence. Okay, character sequence, the third one, you see, character sequence, meaning to say this array adapter is actually very populated from character sequence. Okay, then you can give, we will create a variable or instance of this adapter. You can give any name, but simply let's give the same adapter. Adapter equal to array adapter. Okay, array adapter, and this array adapter should be created from what source? Actually, different possibility, maybe JSON file, maybe a database query, maybe a string array. So, but in this case, we are just populating from a string array. So, array adapter dot create from resource. You see, dot create from resource. Okay, so what is the resource and who is calling? So, who is calling the context? This, you will type this, and after that, uh, from which source it should be created. If you remember, we have created here a languages array. So this languages array is where it is in Android. Okay, Android dot r, the resources dot uh, uh, dot layout. No, it should be like this. Sorry, the resources array is r dot array in the resources class array. Okay, and what array dot languages array, you see, we got this. So it will this, and then from which source it should be populated, this array, and how it should display the view, what type of view should be connected to this one. Then that one is the layout. Okay, so how to specify the layout? Android dot r dot layout. Okay, layout, and in the layout we just a simple spinner item, simple spinner item. That's all. Okay, so let's try to understand once again. Let me close this one. Oh, quite long coding. Array adapter sequence, character sequence, the adapter name. Array adapter that create from what? Create from a resource. Okay, this is the context, meaning to say which view or which screen want to create this drop down list. So this is at this time this class, the main activity. Okay, after that, what where is the source? Create from a resource. The resource is where? Array r dot array dot language is array that we created, and the drop down list should be displayed how? It should be displayed like a simple spinner item. Okay, after this we will set, okay, to the adapter, adapter dot set drop down view resource. Okay, set drop down view resource, and here we will provide again the Android dot layout and Android dot r dot layout, simple spinner, drop down item. Yes, so this is the way how it will display. And finally, okay, the spinner dot set adapter, and pass the adapter that we defined. Okay, so done. Let's try run this. It's the coding looks a bit longer, but once you try a few times, then you can memorize and you will understand. Okay, we got the first one. C++ is by default. Can you see? It's a drop down list. Anyone you can select. Let's suppose PHP, again JavaScript. So you see, for this one, just for this drop down list, we have done this coding. So this one is the linkage of the coding and the user interface to create the adapter. Okay, from where and its style, and then to show its drop down style. and then assign this adapter to the spinner. So note the point, the spinner need adapter, and the adapter by itself is composed of two things. One is its source, another is its view. And once we define these two components inside the adapter, then we will assign the adapter to the spinner. Okay, now if you want that, okay, what if you want to set some listener or some event that if let's suppose we define JavaScript, then something should happen, or we should use the value, the JavaScript, the value which is selected. So how to use the selected value? For this purpose, you can apply, you can define a selected listener. So the same spinner, like on the button, we were defining on click listener. So here in this case, we are defining set an item selected listener. Okay, set an you see the second one. You see set an item selected listener. So when one item is selected, then what should be happen? Okay, select this one, then new. Okay, after that if you click on, you see we will get on, yeah, you see the first one, on item selected listener. Okay, it's already written for us. Let me close this one. Yeah, so you see this is the click listener on item selected listener. It brings the arguments. One is the parent. The parent is like the adapter. Okay, the whole adapter is sent here. And the second one is the view. Okay, and third one is the position of the selected item. So from the parents and from the position, actually we can access the item, that which item has been selected. Okay, and mostly these values are text, so we need a string variable to store the selected item there. So string, any value you can give, maybe selected language. Okay, this should be what? This should be equal to the parent. You see the parent is already accessible to us now. Parent dot get item 8, get item 8 position, get selected item position. Yeah, get selected item. No, I think it's get selected item position, and which position is the position? Position is already given to us, and once we get that, it should change to string. Okay, no, I think it's not this one. Let me change because the option is not giving. So parent dot get item, get item at position. Yeah, this one, get item at position, and then position is given. And this, once we get this, it should change to dot to string. Yeah, position, get item, not item ID, get item at position, and then dot to string. Yeah, you should be careful when you are selecting the correct function. Actually, many options are defined already there. If you want to get ID or selected item or position, so many. So you should be careful about this. That we want the get item. We want the item, meaning to say the language at position. Which position is this one? Like the index. Okay, we want that item, and we'll be converting the value to a string and will be stored here. Now we already got the value. Now you can apply any operation on this value that you want. So I will just simply display as a toast. Okay, toast, if you remember, toast is a short message which display for a while and then disappear automatically. So when you just type capital TOST, then you will get these options. So if you select the down one, you will get the full skeleton, the template of the toast. Okay, so I'm selecting this one. You see it need a context. A context is what? The main activity. This meaning to say this screen, the toast will be display on what screen? So it will display on main activity screen. And what should be displayed here? The text. So the text should be this selected language. Okay, selected language, and then the toast duration, it should be short or long, and then to show. It depends on you if you want a short or long. Okay, so let's run again. The last one, if nothing is selected, you can display some message here also. If nothing is selected, so no value will be there. Yeah, so C++, you see the message displayed here already. Now, if I select Python, you see here, Python is displayed in the toast. Yeah, HTML, HTML is displayed in the toast. So I hope you learn how to create a spinner, a drop-down list. As a quick review, let me just show you. This is the instance that we normally are doing, and the spinner need an adapter. So to define the adapter, the adapter need two components. Once the source from where it should get the data. Second one, how it should display the data. So the source will be the array that we define, and the second one is just the layout, the simple spinner layout. Okay, and then the drop down style, and until this point we define the adapter. Now this adapter should be set to the spinner, will be assigned to the spinner that we have on the user interface. After that, we define a set an item selected listener, meaning to say when any item is selected, something should happen, event should happen. So in this case, an item selected, it sent as the parent, the spinner by itself, the view, but we don't want to deal with that now, and the position, that at which position the selected item is at which position. So it's like array and its indexes. So we can access that one, parent dot get item at position, and the position is already given. So it does this position like an index, and once we get that, convert to string. Okay, and store in this string variable and then display as a toast. I hope is clear. Then I want to show you quickly one other very important point. The other important point is actually the action bar and the color of the action bar. Let me show you what does action bar means and how to change it. Let's quickly run the app. So you see here the spinner is written. It is the project name that we have given, and its color is this this color. Okay, if you want to remove this, this is called action bar. If you want to remove this action bar, okay, and change the color to different color, it is quite easy. So how to do this? For this purpose, you go to project. Inside the project, there is in resources folder. Inside the resources folder, the values, and inside values folder, there is a theme folder. Okay, so here in the project, go to rest folder. In the rest, go to values folder. Inside value folder, there are colors, strings, and themes. Click the theme. Inside theme, there are two themes. One is night, one is the other one. So you see, click the other one because we are not using the night one. So here you will see in the theme one, here you see action bar, dark action bar. So this word you can change to no action bar. Okay, no action bar. And you see this one you change, then the title which was coming there, it will not come anymore. And these are the colors that were displayed there. If you want to change the color, the primary color, so you see from here you can change any one that you want. Let's suppose like this if you want. Okay, then if you want this one, let's suppose you want to change to any other one, let's suppose like this. Okay, and now if you run the same app once again, then it will look different. Can you see the color? It has been changed and no action bar is there anymore. So we get a bit more space. So it's up to you if you want to change, if you want to remove. This is the way how to remove. So I think that's all for today.